You're good at what you do. You love it. Now it's time to get paid for your creativity. Welcome to the podcast for creative bloggers who are looking to grow an amazing blog primed for making money. Each week here, we talk about ways to increase your readership, your confidence, and your income from those who are doing just that. Creative bloggers walking the walk that I like to call blogging creatives on fire. Pivoting from a brick and mortar storefront into a six-figure online blogging business in just under 3 years, I know a thing or two about the benefits of building a solid blog and what having an engaged audience can do for you. I will be sharing ways you can break through the discouraging roadblocks that we often face as blogging creatives so that you can experience the magic that can come from an engaged six-figure following. So put it on your calendar, tune in, let's connect here every single Tuesday to become encouraged and inspired by blogging creatives on fire. Welcome back to the podcast. This week, it is my pleasure to introduce to you guys Lianep Carrion. She is a blogger and YouTuber out of Ohio. She shares her home with her husband and her two little babies. I absolutely love that. She's able to do this full time from home, guys. And I cannot wait for you to get all of the golden nuggets that she's going to share with us about YouTube and creating a following and her blog. So Lianep, welcome.
Hi, thank you so much for having me. It's such a pleasure.
I'm so glad to have you. I'm so excited. So let's dive right in. You started out on the platform YouTube, which I know a lot of my listeners have started out on Facebook or literally blogging alone before any social media. So tell me about your journey so far.
So it all started actually when my dad got really sick, and he was in pretty much in his end of life, and I just found myself needing an outlet, but I didn't know what that was. And I was always been very kind of crafty, and my mom always said that the Lord gave me a gift in my hands. And one day I was just scrolling through YouTube, and I came across this couple that was flipping a piece of furniture for profit. They would thrift it, flip it, and sell it. And something sparked in me, and I said, I can do that. So I went and I got me a little tiny table. I painted it. I had no clue what I was doing, but I didn't start my YouTube channel then. But that's where my love for like flipping, crafting, and things kind of sparked, and it began. And then I had a friend who kept saying, you should have a YouTube channel. You should have a YouTube channel. And so here I am in my late 30s. And I'm thinking people are going to think I'm insane to do this, because I always thought YouTube was for kids, for teenagers, for young adults, not me in my late 30s. So anyways, I filmed my first video. And to this day, I'm petrified at watching that video. So if you guys want to go look at it and take a laugh and have a good laugh, go and check out my very first video. Anyways, so I posted my first video in 2018. That was the date, November of 2018. And I just kept posting. I started with once a week. And that's where I started, with flipping furniture, thrift store flips. And then through that, I started networking and meeting other creators, reaching out to other creators to collaborate. And I had no fear in asking way bigger channels. Even if they turned me down, I still asked them. And then that's how I came across the more crafting, home decor, DIY niche. And then slowly I kind of went into that area of it.
Love that story. That is so awesome. So we failed to mention your brand is DIY Beauty on Purpose. Tell us about the name, how you came up with that.
So it all started with being beauty on purpose. And I'm a strong believer that everything has beauty, and sometimes you just have to do it on purpose. Sometimes you have to find the beauty in things. And when I wanted to first do a blog, actually, but it never did. I never went through with it. and it was going to call Beauty on Purpose. And it was going to be all about, um, whether it's physical beauty or whether it's beauty in the home or whatever it would be. And then when I launched my YouTube channel, I wanted it to have a DIY in it. And so I added the DIY in front of DIY Beauty on Purpose. I actually contemplated many times switching it because a lot of people think it's a beauty channel. And I'm like, nope. I get all these like people reach out to me via email and saying, hey, we want you to do a thing for this foundation. And I'm like, that's not what my channel's about. Apparently you didn't watch my channel.
And that's funny because that makes sense. I mean, you definitely, that's probably a nugget, is to say that you want to keep it exactly on target.
Right.
So basically you started with furniture flipping and then you got in with these crafters. Did anything change on your channel?
Yes. So through the years, I've been doing this for a few years now. And so 3 years, I learned that when I would post a video, the views were certain views for certain videos and views for other videos. And I quickly learned that Dollar Tree DIYs, Dollar Tree crafting were higher in views. But my passion was with flips. My passion was thrift store flips and furniture flips and that area of the DIY world. And I had to come to terms with that if I want my channel, if this was a business, I need to give my viewers what they want to watch and not necessarily what I want to do. Although you still want to do what you want to do, right? You can't have a business and do something you hate. So it's not like I don't like Dollar Tree. I love Dollar Tree crafting. I love it. But at the time, I wanted to do more flips. And I had to come to terms with, okay, if I go to a restaurant and this restaurant has in the menu pizza, but no one ever orders the pizza, why would you keep it in your menu? So you got to keep giving your audience what they want to see. So slowly, my channel has become a little bit more of a Dollar Tree DIY channel. And that is how it became a lot more successful, is by really narrowing down that niche within the big niche. Now, many channels have where they have crafting, they have thrift flips, they have like room makeovers, and they're successful at it. But I have learned, at least with my experience and with many other YouTubers, that the more you narrow down your niche, the more successful you're going to be.
I have to second that. I've had that exact same experience. I love all the things and I tried to put all the things out there, and certain things will take off. And you'll notice that that's probably the signal that you should go that direction, not make selfish content is what we guys call it, but just really do content that is being asked for. So Lianep, tell me about how you have found success with YouTube. How did you start growing?
So there's several things, but one important thing is consistency, is making sure that you're posting consistently. And it doesn't have to be many videos a week. It just has to be consistently. And if that looks for you to be once a month, then let it be once a month. If it's once a week, then let it be once a week. For me, twice a week works really well, and I've been consistent. I also like to have a schedule. Not that I have to have a schedule. Many YouTubers don't, and they post whenever they can. But I have found that people, it's almost like a TV show. So if you know your favorite TV show is coming on Sunday nights at 8, you know it's going to come on Sunday nights at 8. So make sure that you're posting at a time. So if you go to your analytics, make sure you go to that portion where it says audience and check out where your audience is most at. They give you like a little chart. And then try to pick 2 days at a time that most of your audience is on, and try to stick with that. I have done that, and I think it's worked for me. Not that I've never changed it. I have changed it as my channel grows. I've had to modify it, and that's okay. Just let your audience know by in the community tab on your social media that you're changing. But to me, consistency has been a huge factor. Also, again, niching down to make sure that I am giving the audience what they want to watch. Collaborating and connecting with other creators, whether it's channels that are even smaller channels. But to me, what I grew is by just going out there and putting myself out there and asking channels. I remember asking a channel that had like 300,000 subscribers, and here I was at like 2,000.
That is funny.
I thought I was crazy, but you know what? And she turned me down. That's okay. But many more said yes. And that's how I created a lot of friendships. And that's how I was introduced to many more people. And make sure that these people have similar channels and yours, of course, because you want to hit that audience that they're watching.
Right.
Um, and make sure you pay attention to what your what your audiences are also watching. So if you go to your analytics, just go back and see what else are they watching. They give you all that information in there. Study your analytics and don't be afraid to change. I've been very stubborn in the past where I don't want to change because I feel like what I'm doing is working. It's fine. And it takes some time to change, but when you take those risks and you change, that's when you start seeing growth. And if something's not working, it's okay. You learn from it, you move on.
Exactly. Exactly. So tell us, let's dive a little bit deeper into those collaborations. What does a collaboration on YouTube look like?
So it could look where it's just a one-on-one collaboration, which is one more creator, or sometimes you have like a group of creators that get together and have more of a like a group collaboration. If it's on one-on-one, a lot of times it's just giving each other a shout out in your channel, just saying, "Hey, today's video is in collaboration with such and such. Her channel is just about this. It's beautiful. She's so talented," that kind of thing. And I have the link down below in the description box. Go check her out, that kind of thing. If it's a group, it's kind of like the same thing. Of course, you are going to be seen a lot more by more people. But I would be careful with having collaborations that are too many people in the group. That can throw a lot of people off because nobody has time to sit there and watch 13 videos. I think a collaboration with 6 or less works really well. Now, I'm not saying bigger collaborations don't work. I'm just saying that what I've seen in the past is that smaller collaborations sometimes work better. If you're reaching out to collab to other creators, like I said, don't be afraid to reach, larger channels. If your channel is under 1,000, reach out to those people that are at about 10,000, that are about 15,000. I think that's a great. There definitely have audience that are not yet discovered you, so don't be afraid to do that. Right now, I'm at about 82, just under 82,000. So I'm constantly reaching out to people that are over 200,000, 300,000. It doesn't work all the time, but that's okay, because there may be that one that can collaborate with, and you may be, making some good friendships that'll last for years.
That's exactly right. And so when you have a larger collaboration, do you just share the person before you and after you, or do you share all 6 people?
So it depends on what the guidelines were for the collaboration. If it's more of a hop style where you're just promoting the next person and then the next person promotes the next person, then that's how you do it. And a lot of times you have a playlist where it's created. There's a playlist that is created, and all the creators, all the videos are on that playlist. So all you say is, "Today I am collaborating with this, fantastic group of creators. There's a link to a playlist where you'll find all their videos. So check it out." And then from then on, it's up to them which ones they want to click on.
Gotcha. And how about let me ask you about giveaways. Have you
Mhm.
used giveaways? Do they work? Should you not do them? Tell me that.
So actually in 2000 and gosh, time flew. But I think it was either 2019 or 2020. I was doing a monthly giveaway, and all they had to do, so of course, don't ask him to subscribe to qualify for the giveaway. You don't want to do that, but they can comment, or answer a question in the comments in order to qualify for the giveaway. And I would do a monthly giveaway, and I would get a lot of comments, a lot of interactions. So the more interactions you get on your video, the more chances that video is exposed to other viewers by the algorithm. And so that was my strategy, and it was part of my marketing plan. It worked out well, but I did have to stop for several reasons. One, it just got overwhelming with all the comments. And if I'm being honest, it was just really overwhelming me to be able to, because I love to answer. If somebody took the time to watch and comment, I want to take the time to reply and respond to the comment. And two, it got a little expensive with the give. And they weren't very expensive giveaways, but it just at the time for me, I just couldn't continue to do it. Every so often, I'll do like a smaller thing, or where they can qualify for whatever it may be. I don't tend to do that a lot anymore. I don't know if I don't know. I don't know how I feel about them if the algorithm sees it as something. So I just rather not risk it. If anything, you can always give like free printables and have them a link, in your description box that you can give away. But it's completely up to you.
Oh, I love that idea. Kind of a way to slip something in there, but yet you're also sending them back to your blog. So, speaking of blog, let's pivot to the blog. When did you start the blog? And you run your blog a little differently than most. And I love the concept. So, tell us about that.
So my blog, I've had it for several years, actually about probably even longer than my channel, but it was stagnant for a while. I didn't do anything with it. I just wanted to keep my, what's it called?
URL.
Yes, my URL. But so what I've been doing lately is using it as a blog slash way to bring people back to my YouTube channel because my YouTube channel is my main source of income. So all my other platforms I use, whether it's Pinterest, Instagram, my blog, I use to bring people back to my YouTube channel where I want those views. So the way I run my blog is that about once a week, out of the two videos that I have out that week on YouTube, I pick the most successful one of the two. And then I make a little blog, very, very short spiel about that video, similar title as my YouTube video title. And then I end the video right on to the blog. So I just use a little bit of a spiel on it, and then I ask him to click on the video, and it's right there for them. And then it takes them to my YouTube channel. Hopefully, they'll subscribe there and continue me to follow there.
Love it. So, are you able to track the number of views you get from the blog over?
Yeah, yeah. If you go in your analytics, you'll be able to see your outside sources where your people are clicking from, whether it's Instagram or your blog or whichever.
And is it a lot that come from the blog?
Not yet, not yet. So a lot of people that follow me on the blog just like the blog version of it. There's people that love blogs and there's people that love more, YouTube. So, and that's okay. I'm still trying to grow my blog and I'm fine with that. I actually, um, even though I do want them to subscribe to my YouTube channel and watch, I actually wouldn't mind if they just continue. I mean, I want to grow my audience in my blog. You always want to have that backup. You always want to have a backup you never know what can happen in any platform. So you want to find a way to be able to contact, if it's not all those followers, at least a lot of those followers, whether it's an email list, whether it's a blog or social media or whatever it may be. Just always have some sort of backup where you can reach them and communicate with them if something were ever to happen.
So, you probably have a really nice email list.
I do.
And do you ask them in your YouTube video to subscribe, or is it just in the description, or do you put that there?
It's in the description box because right now I'm not actively emailing quite a bit. I don't want to bombard them with things. I'm still trying to figure out how I'm going to use that portion of my business, but I do have it there as a backup. It's kind of like a security blanket,
Yes.
but it's in my description box if they want to subscribe to my email list. I do want to in the future have a newsletter that I send out to them every month with a different topic or maybe quarterly. So I'll use that email list for that as well. Um,
Let me
I go
ask you about brands. Do you have any brand sponsor? Have you done brand sponsorships? Are they a part of your business?
Yeah, so a lot of people, not one, a lot of people, a lot of businesses reach out. I pick and choose who I collaborate with or have sponsorships with. I try for it to be something that kind of makes sense for my business and also something that I can promote and be honest about the product. Um, I used to have a lot where I would have exchanged my product for the time in my channel. I'm to the point where I don't do that anymore. I just want I need to get paid for that time. But earlier in my channel, when my channel was smaller, I was okay getting product in exchange for it. So now I do have some sponsors. Sponsored videos are a hit and miss. I don't know if anyone else has noticed that sometimes you don't get as many views on your sponsored videos as you get on any regular video. So for me, it's got to be worth it. Um,
Yes,
And
because you're taking that hit on your channel's algorithm.
on the views,
Got
right?
it.
So if you're losing that money on that side, you want to make sure you're getting compensated um, correctly. And
Awesome.
that is a hard topic because a lot of people have reached out to me asking, how much should I tell them? How much should I charge? And that's a very hard topic. That could be a whole new podcast.
Exactly. Exactly. Well, Leonep, what advice would you give yourself back at the beginning when you first started?
Oh boy, a lot. I would tell myself that just keep going. It'll work out. I tend to get myself very desperate and anxious on why I'm not seeing quick results, why I'm not seeing um growth the way comparing, right? We always say don't compare yourself to other creators, but the reality is that we do. And so it's how you process that comparison. And I've had to learn to just be okay with the growth that I've had. I think I shared with you earlier that, as long as I was growing, I was okay with that growth. And I actually, at one point in my YouTube career, I had to actually stop watching other creators. And not that I didn't want to support them, I did, but I needed to take care of my mental health. And sometimes that comparison game really messes with your mind, with your self-esteem, with your how you view everything. And I had to actually stop watching people's because I would start to say, why they have a smaller channel, why do I have less views? They just started YouTube 2 months ago and they already are as big as I am? What am I doing wrong? So I would say just be careful with that and just focus on your race, focus on your business. And and one more thing, this is a huge advice. When I started my YouTube channel, I treated my YouTube channel as if it was a huge channel way from the beginning. I treated it as a business. I didn't treat it as a hobby. If you want something to pay you as a business, as a career, you got to treat it as a business and a career. So I quickly created a nice logo. I just downloaded a free app and created a logo. I quickly gave myself the look of a bigger channel. I quickly started learning from other creators. What are they doing and how can I learn from what they're doing? If they're being successful, something's working. But treat it as a business and it'll return back to you as a business. If you treat it as a hobby, it's easy to say, oh, it'll wait till tomorrow. Not that life doesn't happen, life happens, and that's okay. But if it's a business, even when I take vacations, I have videos done and scheduled for all the posts while I'm on vacation. So I am not missing any post because it's my business. And I
That is
want it,
fantastic
yeah.
advice. That is fantastic advice. Uh, Lianep, this has become a full-time income for you, something that you can actually sink your teeth into and dedicate yourself to. And it's now completely worth the efforts that you're putting in. It's paying off. That keep going motto is totally paying off for you. And I love it. Where can we find you online?
So, of course, my YouTube channel, DIY Beauty on Purpose, and my blog is www.diybeautyonpurpose.com. I'm also on Facebook. Not only do I have a page, but I also have a community. So it's a private community that you can request to join. And that's fairly new. It just started only a few months ago and it's still growing. So I'm hoping for after the new year, we're going to have a lot of fun in that platform. So if you want to join that group, you can. I'm also on Instagram. I'm actually very active on Instagram. You can find me there under DIY Beauty and Purpose as well. I post little clippets of my creations. Not everything is on Instagram, but you can see what I do there. And it's such an easier way to connect with me. If you want to chat with me, it's such an easier way to just, send me a message there.
I love that. I love that. Well, I could sit here and just glean wisdom from you all day long, but
Um,
maybe we'll have to have you back for a part two. How about that?
I would love that.
Oh, well, thank you so much for your time, Lianep. You have an amazing day. I appreciate you so much.
Thank you for having me. Thank
You're
you. And have a
welcome.
blessed day, guys.
Thank you. Thank you so much, my friend, for listening to the podcast. I'm blessed every single time you come back and listen to an episode. It's especially amazing when you share it with others on social media. So be sure to follow Creatives on Fire online. Listen, if you have not already done so, I want you to go ahead and download the 5 ideas I personally used to explode my online audience growth to a 6-figure following. You can find that at creativesonfirepodcast.com. I appreciate you, and until next time, stay inspired.